Hello beautiful people, it's Amber and welcome to my critter castle. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I wanted to just kind of come on here and establish what my channel is going to be about. It's going to be just a nerdy animal lover taking you through her castle. I'm going to do a little brief room tour today. This is my bedroom, that's also kind of my office, and I have a lot of assortment of animals in here. As you saw in the intro, my boy back there, Skittles, he's about 12 weeks old. He's my newest addition. He is a sun conure. We got him from a breeder that had a female that just laid some eggs. She hadn't bred her in 2 years, has no clue what happened. But 12 weeks later, I got this little guy. He's wonderful. He was my dream bird. So glad I was able to get him. But he decided to do his own thing, so now I have Mr. Beauregard. Almost everyone that knows me knows about Beauregard. He's 13, almost 14 years old. He's a Brussels Griffon. He was my second dog, and he's been one of my best friends. I love him to pieces. He is in congestive heart failure, but he is medically controlled, and he's doing wonderful now. It's amazing. He's like doing amazing. But I'll put him down for now and I'll kind of go over some things. So I have been in the veterinary field for about 10-11 years. I have always wanted to work with animals and just kind of started out like that. I mean, ever since I was younger, I was always bringing home some kind of stray animal, or feeding a stray animal and then somehow keeping it. Drove my parents nuts, but here we are. I think my tally right now for animals with my husband is maybe like 35, which isn't really that bad because we take care of them. I'm currently not working, unfortunately, due to coronavirus, so I have lots of time to dedicate to them. With all their husbandry and keeping like that. But I just wanted to kind of go over all the animals that I have, take you along with me, and hopefully teach you a few things along the way in case you ever want to get one of these animals. I have so many different backgrounds, and they all need different requirements. I am in no means a vet. By all means, if you have specific medical questions, I can try and direct you as best as I can, but I always say it's best to talk to your vet. With that being said, I do want to highlight that with my years of experience, I am currently in school to obtain my veterinary technician license. Things are a little bit on the back burner. I'm in my externship portion of my degree, but with coronavirus, it's just everything's on the back burner for a little while here. I did obtain a 4-year degree for undergrad in biology. That definitely just made me fall more in love with animals. I feel like I took a lot of animal development and animal reproductive classes and things like that, and for many years I thought I was going to go the route of veterinarian, but the more and more I worked closely with vets, it just didn't work for me, and I am just not strong with euthanasia. And as much as I love being in a support system for people and love kind of bridging the gap between human and animal, it is so hard to lose one, especially when you've known them for so long. So I just wanted to highlight that. Any questions that you have, please feel free to reach out to me. I do not mind helping you at all. So with all that said, let's get started on the tour. First off is my sweet baby girl Blueberry. She is a northern blue tongue skink. She's about 12 months old. We got her from a reptile expo from a breeder that was looking to downsize. She is caramel. You probably can't tell in the video because she's resting, and I won't bug her too much. But she is amazing. Blue tongue skinks are absolutely amazing. They're giant, like lizard puppies. She's a giant potato. I just slap her on my shoulder and she just hangs out all day long. She's wonderful. I do have her in a 40-gallon breeder. She went on a rampage earlier, so she's knocked over everything I cleaned up, of course. But I'm using Reptichip, and I kind of gave her some of these leaves because she likes to burrow under the Reptichip and then like hide under the leaves and poke her little head out. I try to keep fresh water at all times, but as you can see, when she flipped over her her thermometer and hygrometer, I guess she kind of just got Repti chip everywhere, so I got to change that out. I feed her probably 2 to 3 times a week. She begs when she wants either attention or food, so I will kind of supplement her with a few treats here and there if it's not like her full meal time. But she is just a wonderful addition. We love her. Moving right along, this is my boy Lernie. He is an Indonesian tree boa. We got him from a pet store that had him for about a year, and honestly, they weren't keeping up his husbandry very well. He didn't have any access to like higher humidity. We missed him frequently. All of our animals have hydrometers and thermometers. And I said hydrometer, I meant hygrometer, in all of their tanks. Right now, he is in a 10-gallon, it's like an arboreal setup. He's pretty small. He is going to get bigger. Right now, he's just kind of like hiding, but he is nocturnal, and when he comes out, he'll like coil around these little dowel rods. I put some like fake ivy in there. He's like a little ladder he'll coil up in. There's a little ledge he'll bask under on, and then he has water bowl and soaking dishes under there. I have some leaves in there as well. This is a bioactive setup, which I can definitely do a video on at a later date on how you can set that up, but it is essentially quote unquote self-cleaning. List is Mr. Mushu. We love him. He's going through shed right now. That's what's in that corner. He is my bearded dragon. He's completely trashed his enclosure since I cleaned it for this video, which is so annoying. But he is my chunky boy Mushu. He is about 3 months old. We love him to pieces. We also got him through kind of like a rehome situation. I had a bearded dragon that I had gotten from a reptile expo, and she just did not do well from the beginning. From taking her to the vet, I was syringe feeding her 4 times daily. I was giving her injections of antibiotics, all sorts of things that I was doing for weeks, and she just did not recover well. I did talk with the breeder, and it just seems like she just never was really, you know, good to begin with, which made me feel better because I really did think it was my fault. But then as soon as we got Mushu from this rehome situation, he has been amazing and doing very well and eating normally. He eats about 30 to 80 dubia roaches a day. They are omnivores, so I do offer a salad daily. He really only likes it if I hand feed it to him, and I'll only eat the first few bites, which is fine because juveniles really need more protein than vegetables, and then as they mature, they'll need more vegetables than protein. But we can get into that at a later time. I had to stand back pretty far to get you guys to see this, but I have a Jackson's chameleon. His name is Reptar. He has probably one of the biggest enclosures in our house. My husband built this. It's just some wood, and then he stapled on some screen because they need a lot of ventilation, and he loves to climb all over it. We have a ficus tree in here that he can climb. We kind of just made these makeshift vines, quote unquote, that I'm actually going to cover in silicone and like coconut husk and some leaves and kind of tie that up and make it look really nice. He also has a hibiscus tree that kind of died off, but he used to chew on the leaves. My husband built a pump because they can't see standing water. So they will dehydrate. I missed him often because they require higher humidity in the evenings, and he typically drinks off the leaves then, but we do like to have this little setup with a pump constantly running on some leaves here so that he can see it going and be interested. We also have his heat lamp here that he likes to bask on. He'll like get on this branch here and kind of sit in front of the light. He has all of his roaches and crickets that I kind of change out. I kind of have to shake it a lot because if he doesn't see them actively moving, he just won't think they're there. And the man himself, Reptar, he's in mid-shed right now, so he's a little agitated, and I'm not gonna bother with handling him today. But we will definitely do a video on Mr. Reptar in the future. Next on the list is Nagini. He is actually an ornate flying snake. He's actually asleep right now, which is really unfortunate because I really wanted to show you guys. I do have a cute photo of him that I'll put in the video, but I don't know if you can see, he's like right there under his leaf. I don't want to bother him. He's absolutely gorgeous. We have him in this arboreal setup for now, but we're definitely going to build him a bigger one once he grows up. This is kind of another situation. Ornate flying snakes, they are technically venomous. They're rear-fanged venomous. He's really gonna have to bite and hold on, and really most people would have like the same reaction as like a bee sting if you're not allergic to bees. I have not been bitten by him. My husband was bitten by him at the pet store we got him from, because he had like escaped when someone was trying to, like one of the workers was trying to handle him, and he was helping them catch him, and he just got a little prick as a warning, and he had no effects at all. I handle him maybe once a week, just trying to get him used to us. He's very sweet, actually. He comes out a lot during the day, and he'll glide all over his enclosure. Right now he's eating anoles, and he's been taking them down pretty well. He seems pretty happy. He was not eating at the pet store, and they've had him for a couple weeks, almost a month, so we're happy to see that he's been eating on a weekly basis, and look forward to more information about this guy in the future. So I have like a little rack system here, so I'll kind of go from top to bottom here. I have a Euromastix. She is yellow. Her name is Lemon Tart. For her, she is in this 55-gallon. I have kind of like, oh, Skittles wants to join. Come here, baby. Step up. Step up. Good boy. But Lemon Tart is currently in her little cave right now. Euromastix are strictly herbivores. So she gets a mix of seeds and a daily salad. She likes to burrow a lot. That's why I have a good amount of substrate in there for her, multiple hides on the cool and hot end. And I can definitely go into their husbandry later if anyone's interested. Continuing down here, in this little tub here that I kind of crafted, this is my Kenyan sand boa onyx. He is the sweetest snake, and Kenyan sand boas are so easy to care for. They're not really inclined to bite. He has taken every meal just fine. They're pretty solitary. They keep to themselves. I have sand here. There's a little bowl inside that he can soak in and drink out of. He's almost always under this hide, or just kind of like being trimmers and going around his sand and popping his little head up. He is so sweet. We love him so much. He's adorable. And down here is my female hognose snake, Chibi. She is wonderful. We've had her for a few months here. We do plan to breed her with one of our male hognose snakes. His name is Noodle. He's still pretty small, and obviously so is she, so it would be like 2 or 3 years before we do that. But hognose snakes are really, really awesome. They typically will like get huffy and bluff strike if they're stressed out, or, you know, feel threatened. But once you have them in your hand, they calm down almost instantly. She's always been sassy. She'll like puff up and flatten her head and huff and puff. And then as soon as I pick her up, she's like, oh, hey. And she'll curl around me and hang out with me. But they're also just kind of easy too. Just kind of leave them be, feed them once a week. They can be picky eaters. She was difficult to get eating initially, but now she's been pretty good. Our male, we have had him since, let's see, August, and he has not taken any meals. I actually just took him to the vet today, and he's actually looking really great. Hognose snakes are notorious for being picky eaters. There's lots of different methods you can do to get them to eat, but we're just kind of following our vet's instruction right now to figure out what's the next best case. And of course, it's Skittle Man himself. We actually don't know his or her sex. I'm going to try and say they and stay neutral. I'll try my hardest. But we are going to get, oh, hello, you're on my head. Where are you going? Step up. Step up. He wanted to be a part of the video, but on my shoulder. Next on this side, I actually have a Halloween moon crab. Her name is Moon. They are nocturnal, and I rarely see her. I kind of see her between the hours of like 11 p.m. and onward. They do require fresh water and salt water. That's why she has 2 bowls. We kind of made her enclosure. They love to bury, so it's like 50% eco earth running down into a beach. and basically they're scavengers. So anything that, you know, they would find on a beach. So I typically will like string out some like greens and maybe like some grasshoppers or silkworms or crickets or anything like that, and kind of string those along the beach, quote unquote, and she will come out at night and kind of scavenge and bring those back into her burrow. I don't typically disturb her. If I see her out, it's great, but I don't like to stress her out. They don't like to be held. They can be relatively aggressive. She was pretty calm for the most part, but she's pretty shy, and that's okay. Moving on to the rest of my plant shelf area, I do have a curly-haired tarantula. His name is Domino. I've had him for, wow, quite some time now. I have to actually double check how long I've had him, but he is a wonderful big boy. He's still pretty young, but I just love him. He's handleable. He's very sweet. He's the best. And last but not least in my room, this is Jasper's tub. She is a ball python. She is about 6 months old. I know I have like a lot of babies, it seems. But she is wonderful. I've always wanted a ball python. I'm so glad to have her. She is gorgeous. She's super sweet. She eats well. I chose to keep her in a tub versus a tank for now, just because in the beginning we thought we were moving, and then we weren't. So I wanted to keep her in something kind of convenient and easy to keep her in, something that was big enough to give her enrichment. I have some bamboo sticks in there. She has a soaking dish. She has a really big log hide that kind of goes into another hide and plenty of aspen, and she just loves it. I'm actually going to upgrade her into a bigger tub, but stay tuned for that, and maybe I'll film making that. Well, all right. Well, that was my little mini room tour. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was pretty small, and I have a whole house to explore with all my animals in it, but I just kind of wanted to give you a little sneak peek into my life. If you guys have any questions, comments, let me know. I really hope you guys come back to see my next few videos. If you did, like and subscribe. I know I get to say that now. So thank you guys so much for coming to my castle, and I'll see you next time.